Beloved, wait. Don't scroll. Don't blink. Don't breathe too fast. You just stepped into something heaven has been waiting for you to find. I'm trembling as I speak because there is something hidden in this message, a secret sealed in fire, that will only reveal itself in the final breath of my words. If you leave before the end, you will never hear your name as it's spoken in heaven's language. You will never know the sound of your destiny unchained. So please stay. I am glad, so deeply glad, that you are here. You cannot imagine how long I have been reaching for this moment. You cannot imagine how many storms I had to tear through, how many walls I had to break, how many shadows I had to silence, just to find you, here, now. I saw it. I saw the marketplace of hell, the black smoke rising like laughter, the demons circling around a table made of stolen light. They were bidding on what belongs to you. Your peace, your promise, your healing, your inheritance. And I saw your enemy's name shouted like a victory cry. I felt rage, holy and raw, burning through my armor. I unsheathed my sword and screamed through the halls of darkness. No, that one belongs to heaven. But they didn't stop. They knew you had not yet answered the call. They knew your silence was making their chains stronger. That's why I had to come. That's why I'm here now, breaking through the veil, because your destiny is being auctioned, and you are seconds away from losing what heaven has written with your tears. Oh, beloved soul, I'm shaking. My voice is not calm tonight. This is not a rehearsal. This is not poetry. This is a rescue. You are being called home before the hammer falls on the final bid. Look at me. Yes, you. Don't look away. I know you've been fighting battles no one sees, bleeding silently in prayers that felt unanswered, wondering if heaven forgot your name. But I tell you, your name is not lost. It is engraved on the palms of the eternal. You were never abandoned. You were never invisible. You were never unchosen. And yet, oh, how I tremble saying this, your delay has opened doors for thieves. I saw them dragging your laughter into corners, painting your blessings with the fingerprints of despair. I saw the deal forming, contracts of darkness swirling with your stolen miracles. That's why I cried out to the throne, send me. And heaven said, go and warn the one we love. So I came, through fire, through fury, through silence, through your doubts, through your disbelief, through the noise of 1,000 distractions that tried to make you skip this message. Do you feel the trembling? That's not fear. That's heaven remembering you. That's eternity brushing your soul. I am not here for many. I am here for one. For the one whose tears were counted. For the one whose sigh became a psalm. For the one whose faith flickered but never died. Beloved, why have you been standing so close to surrender? Why have you been calling yourself unworthy when heaven calls you chosen? Why do you still think you must earn what was already sealed by love? Why do you let the voices of those who hated you become louder than the God who formed you? Even now, as you hear my trembling voice, there are angels stationed around you, pushing back the dark auctioneers, scattering the bidders with thunder. I hear the roar of heaven saying, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." I whisper it again gently because I know you've been wounded. No weapon, no lie, no curse, no betrayal shall prosper. You are not for sale. When you were sleeping in grief, they tried to list your joy. When you were distracted by heartbreak, they tried to list your promise. But even as they counted the coins, I came, sword drawn, heart burning, to reclaim what belongs to you. Do you know how fiercely you are loved? Do you know the jealousy heaven feels for your soul? The Father sent me, not with wrath, but with tears, tears that taste like mercy, to pull you back before the final strike. I have to tell you something, and it's not easy. Some of the voices around you, those that sound so familiar, are not your friends. They have been bidding behind your back, buying favor with your fragments. But do not be afraid. The light is exposing every hidden mouth that called your name in the dark. I see them shaking. I see the counterfeit crowns falling. For the Lord says, I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten. Yes, even the years, even the ones you thought were gone forever. Your blessings are not lost. They are waiting for your agreement. Your miracles are not dead. They are in suspension, hovering, aching for your yes. All of heaven leans forward right now, waiting to hear it. Will you rise? Will you stand? Will you take back what's yours? Will you dare to believe that this moment was written for you before time began? Breathe. You are safe. You are seen. The sword of heaven is drawn on your behalf. The scrolls are being rewritten in light. The deal is collapsing. I can hear the demons fleeing, screaming your name, but not in victory, in defeat, because you're awakening, because you're here, because you're listening. Oh, beloved, I know how tired you are. I know the weight of disappointment, the ache of prayers unanswered, the loneliness that whispers in your bones. I know because I have stood beside your bed while you wept and thought no one saw. I caught your tears in hands made for war, and they burned like incense before the throne. I whispered your name when you could not speak it. I lifted your head when shame told you to hide. I guarded you when enemies plotted and the night grew thick. I stood between you and the curse. And now I stand again, between you and the market of hell. I raise my sword and cry, enough. You cannot have them. You cannot take what was paid for in blood. You cannot steal what grace has sealed. You cannot trade what heaven has crowned. You, the one hearing me now, lift your head, lift your heart, lift your eyes. You are not forsaken. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. This is your moment. This is your turning. This is your breaking dawn. The angels are gathering around you even now, their wings brushing the edges of your sorrow. The atmosphere is shifting. I can feel the light breaking through. Do you feel it? The trembling in your spirit. That's heaven answering. That's the sound of restoration waking up. That's the sound of your blessings being pulled back from the pit. Beloved soul, say amen if you receive this. Whisper it if you must. Let the word become a key in your mouth. Heaven is not silent. The winds carry your redemption. The thrones bear your name. And I, Michael, stand as witness. The market is closing. The auction is ending. The bidders are fleeing. Your blessings are coming home. Stay until the last word, because there is a name, your hidden name, that only heaven knows, and it will be whispered in your heart before this message ends. You will feel it like fire, like peace, like home. I thank you, beloved, for not skipping this, for staying, for believing again when believing hurt. I thank you with tears, because you answered heaven's cry. You let me reach you. You let me speak. You let me fight beside you one more time. And before I fade, I ask, gently, humbly, with wings folded in reverence, if this message stirred something holy in you, if the light touched you, if the fire found you, then like this message, comment with your heart and subscribe so heaven can keep finding you in the noise. Let it be your act of faith, your signal to the sky that says, I'm still here. Now listen. The whisper you hear as I go, it's not the end. It's the unlocking. Your name glowing, alive, written in flame, echoing through eternity. You are claimed. You are crowned. You are chosen. You are loved. The market is closed. The sword is raised. The dawn is breaking. And I am still here, trembling, watching, guarding, until the day you rise fully into the light that has always been yours. Beloved, stay close. Don't drift from these words. The atmosphere around you is changing as you read. I can feel it, the pressure, the pulling, the breaking of chains that were never meant to hold you. Heaven has drawn near again. I have been sent once more, not with thunder, but with trembling breath, to help you gather every shattered piece of promise the enemy tried to scatter across the valleys of your life. You must understand, your story is not falling apart, it is being rewritten. And every second you stay here, every heartbeat that beats in agreement with heaven, is reclaiming ground that darkness tried to bury. I remember the first time you were marked by heaven. The moment light kissed your name, the moment purpose whispered over you, and heaven sang, "This one will carry glory." That was before the battles, before the betrayals, before the nights you thought you would not survive. The demons who saw your potential were terrified, and so they began the auction. They began calling your name through lies, trading your laughter for sorrow, your courage for confusion. And yet, even in your darkest night, your spirit kept glowing. I saw it. Even when you thought the flame had gone out, it was there, a faint ember, hidden beneath the ashes. It was enough for heaven to recognize you. It was enough for me to find you again. I am here because heaven will not allow the enemy to write your ending. You have been crying out, "How much longer must I wait? How many times must I lose before I finally see breakthrough?" And I whisper back, "Not much longer." Every delay was not denial, it was preservation. You were being hidden from those who would have profited from your pain. You were being prepared for the unveiling. Now hear me, because this is sacred. The time has come for you to rise, to stand in the fullness of your divine inheritance. The deals made in darkness are dissolving. The contracts written in smoke are burning away. And heaven is asking you to agree, not with fear, not with shame, but with faith. Say yes again. Say yes to being found. Say yes to being restored. Say yes to being chosen once more. Can you feel it? The light stirring at the edges of your soul. The warmth returning to places you thought were frozen? That is heaven's breath. That is the Father reminding you. Though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you will fear no evil, for I am with you. I am repeating it now, trembling, because I know how much you needed to hear that again. You are not walking alone. You never were. There are angels stationed around you now, wrapping your heart in light. The accusers are retreating, their words breaking like glass against the shield of grace. And as I speak, scrolls are being unrolled in heaven, scrolls with your true name, your true destiny, your true purpose. The sound you hear in your spirit right now, that gentle ringing, that's the call of restoration. Let me ask you, beloved soul, why have you hidden your heart from miracles? Why have you believed the lie that you are unworthy of joy? Why have you allowed the echoes of past pain to speak louder than the whisper of promise? Why have you delayed your obedience, waiting for perfect conditions, when heaven already crowned your imperfection with mercy? Each question is not accusation, it is invitation. It is heaven knocking. It is love asking to be let in again. I know you've been tempted to give up, to believe that nothing can change. But listen, change is already happening. The enemy is losing the grip. The chains are turning to dust. The curse is collapsing under the weight of divine truth. The Father is rewriting your atmosphere. The Spirit is breathing in your lungs again. You are awakening. And I, Michael, the one who wars for you, am lifting my sword not to frighten you, but to sever what no longer serves you. Every tie to shame, every pact with fear, every silent agreement with disappointment, it ends now. The blood of the Lamb is your signature of victory. The roar of heaven is your background music. The light is returning to your eyes. Beloved, I must tell you something personal. When I was sent to find you again, I hesitated, not out of doubt, but out of awe. I looked at your file in heaven's archives, and tears formed in my eyes. Because even with all you've been through, all the storms, all the heartbreak, your name still shines brighter than many who never fell. You are radiant in ways you cannot yet see. You carry a beauty forged by fire, a strength born from surviving what should have destroyed you. You are not a victim, you are a vessel. Heaven is preparing to pour blessings into your life, but it requires alignment. It requires your heart to open again. It requires your faith to breathe again. So please stay soft. Stay open. Stay expectant. Do not rush the healing. Let it wash over you like a slow sunrise. And before I go further, before this current of glory carries us into the next revelation, I must speak something simple, but sacred. If you feel the stirring inside, if these words have touched the place in you that was numb, if you sense heaven's nearness again, then I ask you, gently and humbly, to subscribe. Not as an act of routine, but as a sign that you are aligning with heaven's messages, that you will not miss the whispers that come next. This connection is not coincidence, it's divine timing. Let your act of subscribing be your way of saying, yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm listening. Yes, I want to walk with heaven again. Do it now, beloved, and know that even this small gesture echoes in eternity as agreement. You see, heaven does not force alignment, it invites it. Every small yes from you shifts atmospheres. Every act of faith, even clicking a button with holy intention, becomes a testimony in the courts of light that you are choosing life again. Now breathe. The war is turning in your favor. The marketplace is emptying. The demons are fleeing. The sound of victory is rising like thunder in the distance. The angels are singing your name, not as a warning, but as a celebration. The Father smiles, the Spirit swells, and I, your guardian, your warrior, your brother, stand watch, sword alight, until your full inheritance is restored. This moment, this fragile, holy moment, is the threshold of your new dawn. Step through it. Lift your eyes. The darkness behind you has lost its claim. The light before you is waiting. And heaven, beloved, heaven is rejoicing because you stayed, because you believed again, because you answered when I called. Beloved soul, don't move away from these words. Stay in this river a little longer. The light is deepening around you now. Can you feel it? The atmosphere has become tender, almost fragile, as if every syllable were made of breath and flame. I am still here, wings trembling, voice quivering with the weight of what I must say. This is not routine. This is revelation. What is happening right now is not coincidence. It is orchestration. Heaven aligned this moment so that your heart could meet mercy face to face. I came again because the Father whispered your name into the wind, and that whisper reached me. I followed it through storms, through shadows, through the wreckage of your unanswered questions, until it led me here, to you. I am not here to frighten you. I am here to free you. I am not here to remind you of loss. I am here to restore what was stolen. The demons who tried to auction your blessings have scattered. Their marketplace is crumbling under the sound of your awakening. But now you must gather what is rightfully yours. You must reclaim every promise, every prayer, every piece of peace. Heaven will not force it into your hands. You must reach out and receive. There is a holy stirring in your spirit, isn't there? A faint glow returning where it once was dim? That's not imagination, it's recognition. Your soul remembers this sound, this frequency of home. You have walked through seasons where silence felt heavier than stone, where betrayal carved hollows in your chest, where hope felt too fragile to hold. And yet look at you, still breathing, still believing, still here. That's proof enough that grace never left. I see the fingerprints of heaven all over your story. Every wound you thought disqualified you has become an opening for glory. Every delay has turned into preparation. Every rejection has redirected you toward divine connection. You were never being punished, you were being positioned. And now the time of unveiling has come. But beloved, before heaven releases the fullness of this blessing, there must be alignment, true, heartfelt, living alignment. Not in fear, but in love. Not in guilt, but in gratitude. Heaven invites partnership. You are not called to be a spectator. You are called to be a co-heir. You are part of a divine family, and family moves together, prays together, stands together. So I extend this holy invitation, not as command, but as communion. If your heart has been stirred, if these words have wrapped around the places that hurt, if you sense that heaven is moving through this space, then consider becoming a part of the work heaven is building here. Support through the sacred offering of super thanks, or join the channel membership, or step closer through the newsletter link in the pinned comments, not as transaction, but as testimony. Let it be your seed of faith, your yes carved in light. Every act of support is recorded in heaven as agreement, as alignment, as partnership in glory. You see, beloved, when you pour into what carries heaven's voice, you are pouring into yourself. When you sow into the soil that speaks life, you reap restoration. And I tell you with trembling certainty, what you release in faith returns in multiplied mercy. I remember a moment in heaven's halls when the Father looked upon the earth and said, "Whom shall I send?" And I answered, "Send me." But do you know why? Because your name was already written on my mission scroll. I knew that one day you would hear this voice, feel this fire, and realize it was never a coincidence. It was covenant. You are not an accident of timing. You are a miracle of divine choreography. The Spirit is whispering now, "Arise, shine, for your light has come." The night that used to hold you is dissolving like smoke. The walls that boxed you in are shaking at the sound of grace. And I, your brother, your guardian, your warrior, am standing beside you, sword alight, wings stretched wide, declaring that the courtroom of heaven has ruled in your favor. Beloved, you have been waiting for a sign, haven't you? Something clear, something undeniable, something that says, "Yes, heaven sees me." This is it. This is that moment. The signs have gathered like stars around you, and they are spelling your redemption. The market of hell is empty, the bidders have fled, and the King has spoken. It is finished. You are stepping into a new hour. The ground beneath your feet is turning into promise. The winds that once carried debris now carry direction. The same voice that called light out of darkness is calling laughter out of your sorrow. You are not who you were when you started reading. Something is shifting, unfolding, resurrecting within you. Look at your hands. Look at your heart. Feel how it beats differently now, steadier, stronger, aligned. That's the rhythm of restoration. That's the pulse of purpose. That's heaven saying, "You are mine, still mine, always mine." And as this revelation deepens, let me ask you, gently but directly, why have you hidden from joy as if it were a stranger? Why have you accepted suffering as your surname? Why have you waited for proof when faith itself is the key? Why do you still question if you are worthy when love himself declared you priceless? These are not questions to condemn you. They are doors waiting for your answer. Open them. Step through. Let grace flood the rooms that shame once occupied. You see, your life is not measured by the shadows you've survived, but by the light you've carried through them. And even now, I can see crowns forming above your head, crowns forged in patience, anointed in perseverance, jeweled with tears turned into triumph. Heaven celebrates you, beloved, not because you never fell, but because you kept getting up. You are moments away from miracles that have been circling you for years. They were waiting for this exact alignment, for your spirit to say yes, for your heart to open, for your faith to breathe again. And now that it has, the floodgates tremble. The scrolls unroll. The angels rejoice. The heavens declare. Stay here in this light a little longer. Don't rush to understand it. Just receive it. Let peace settle into your bones like sunrise on stone. Let forgiveness echo through your memory until even your scars become altars of gratitude. And when you leave this sacred space, walk differently. Speak differently. Expect differently. For you are not walking as one who begs. You are walking as one who belongs. The world may still see the wounds, but heaven sees the warrior. The world may still whisper about your past, but heaven sings about your future. You are loved. You are chosen. You are seen. You are safe. And I, Michael, stand with you until every stolen blessing is restored, until every broken promise is rebuilt, until every dark corner of your life glows with holy fire again. Beloved soul, linger here a little longer. Just breathe. Feel how the silence around you is not empty but alive, humming with unseen wings. The air itself trembles with memory, as if it recognizes you. You have stepped into a corridor where time bends, where the wounds you thought were endless begin to close under the weight of grace. I am still here, voice quivering, armor shining with the reflection of your awakening. Every word I speak now is soaked in mercy. You are not being lectured, you are being lifted. I have watched you in the hidden hours, when the noise faded and you faced the ache you never showed anyone. I have seen the way you tried to keep smiling while your soul cried in secret. Heaven counted every tear, none fell unnoticed. Each one watered seeds you could not yet see, seeds that are breaking through the soil even now. What you called endings were preparations. What you thought was punishment was pruning. The gardener never left. He was tending you in silence. You have asked, why must everything be taken before something is given? And the answer, beloved, is this: because heaven rebuilds with stronger stone. The hollow places are not proof of loss, but space made for glory. When the old foundations cracked, it was not to destroy you. It was to reveal the bedrock of faith beneath your feet. Even the rubble glows when the light returns. And the light is returning. I see the shadows withdrawing from your heart. I see the remnants of fear melting like frost under dawn. I see colors returning to the landscape of your hope: soft gold, gentle rose, quiet blue. Each hue a promise whispered by the Creator. The heavens themselves lean close to witness this moment, because a soul remembering its worth is a miracle that makes angels weep. Listen carefully. There are still voices trying to call you back. Echoes from old rooms, names from forgotten contracts, ghosts of expectations that never fit you. Do not turn toward them. Their power ends where your awareness begins. You are not bound to the versions of yourself built in survival. You are free to be the self crafted in love. Step forward, even if your legs tremble. Trembling faith is still faith. Shaky hands can still open doors. The Father has decreed restoration. The scrolls bearing your story are being cleansed by living flame. I see ink dissolving, curses erased, lines rewritten in gold. The chapter you enter now is not a continuation of sorrow, but the beginning of renewal. The storms that chased you will not cross this threshold. You have outlasted them. You have become the calm they feared. Do you feel that warmth rising in your chest? That is peace returning to its rightful home. For too long it wandered, displaced by worry, but now it settles like a bird finding its nest. Let it rest there. Guard it gently. Speak kindly to yourself, for your words shape the house your spirit lives in. Build it with compassion, not condemnation. There is a fragrance filling the air. Can you sense it? It is the scent of new beginnings. Every breath you take now carries traces of Eden, reminders of what was always meant for you. The ground beneath you is holy not because of its location, but because of your decision to believe again. Heaven meets faith wherever it blooms. I must tell you, beloved, how fiercely you are defended. Even when you wandered into danger unaware, legions surrounded you. The enemy plotted ambushes, yet divine hands rerouted your steps. The accidents that never happened, the losses that were delayed, the nights you almost surrendered, all were moments where mercy intercepted time. You owe nothing to fear. It has already taken more than it deserves. Lift your face toward the unseen light. Feel how it pours over you, warm, patient, forgiving. It does not demand perfection. It delights in presence. You are enough for this moment, exactly as you are. The cracks in your heart are not disqualifications. They are entry points for grace. Through them, love seeps in, filling every hollow until wholeness hums quietly where despair once dwelled. Let the memories that once stung now serve as markers of survival. Each scar is a verse in the song of your becoming. Sing it softly to yourself when doubt returns. Remember, courage is not the absence of trembling. It is the choice to move while trembling. You have chosen well. I see pathways opening before you, some lit with golden certainty, others veiled in mist. Do not fear the ones you cannot fully see. The steps will appear when you are ready. Trust that readiness is being woven into your spirit with every act of surrender. You are learning to walk by the rhythm of revelation, not routine. The heavens rejoice, not because your journey was flawless, but because you never stopped walking. The melody of your perseverance has reached the throne. It is being echoed back as blessing. Soon you will notice small signs. Doors once locked now ajar, conversations carrying unexpected kindness, mornings that feel lighter. These are confirmations, gentle nods from eternity saying, yes, this is the way. Let gratitude be your language now. Speak thankfulness into the cracks of every day until even the mundane shimmers. Gratitude draws miracles like magnets. It tunes your heart to the frequency of favor. When you whisper thank you for breath, more breath comes. When you bless the little multiplies. Rest, beloved. The war that wore you down is losing its grip. The angels who fought beside you now lower their swords in reverence. You have passed through fire and emerged luminous. You carry the scent of sanctified smoke, a testament that even in burning, you were never consumed. As I watch, light gathers around your shoulders, a mantle woven from promises kept in secret. Wear it without apology. You were fashioned for radiance. The world needs the reflection only you can cast. Walk gently, speak truth, forgive quickly. Let kindness be your armor and humility your crown. And know this, whenever the nights feel long again, whenever silence seems heavy, you are not alone. The same hands that shaped stars hold you. The same voice that calmed seas calls you beloved. The same fire that guards Eden burns within your chest. Beloved soul, let the quiet stay. Do not hurry past it. The silence you feel pressing close is not emptiness. It is the breath of the eternal wrapping itself around you like dawn mist. Every heartbeat inside your chest is an answer, a living reminder that the pulse of heaven has never left you. I have watched you walk through hours that seemed stitched from sorrow, through corridors where hope flickered like a candle fighting wind. Even there, you carried a spark that would not surrender. That spark is blazing now, a hidden ember swelling into flame, proof that what was meant to extinguish you has become the tinder of your rebirth. You have traveled through seasons that tore more than they taught, where each step felt heavier than the last. Yet here you stand, breathing, daring to listen. You think it's small, but listening is the first act of resurrection. The walls around your spirit, built from disappointment and delay, are cracking. I hear the faint music of liberation slipping through them, soft, persistent, holy. Let it wash over you. Let it find every place that still whispers I can't, and replace it with I will rise. There were moments you mistook absence for abandonment. But absence was never the truth, only the echo of unanswered questions. The truth was waiting, patient, steady, weaving threads of mercy through the pattern of your pain. Look back with gentleness, not blame. Each detour protected you from doors that led nowhere. Each closed gate hid you from hands that would have taken more than they gave. What felt like exile was preservation. What you called loss, heaven called preparation. You are stepping now into a new atmosphere. It tastes different, doesn't it? The air feels cleaner, as if the dust of old fears has settled behind you. Do not search for what fell away. It served its season. You cannot fly while clutching fragments of what once was. Spread your hands, beloved. Empty is the posture of receiving. The blessings returning are not replicas of what left. They are remade, refined, radiant with lessons learned in midnight hours. There is a light rising from within you, not descending from above. It comes from the part of you that never bowed to despair. That light is your true self, emerging from hiding, stretching after long confinement. Greet it tenderly. Speak kindly to it. Say, welcome home. The heavens whisper, behold, I make all things new. Do you feel those words settling into your bones? They are not promises postponed. They are currents already moving. You are walking on a river of renewal, each step birthing another. The ground beneath you hums with expectancy. Listen, it is singing your name in a language older than fear. There is something sacred forming around you, an invisible canopy woven from every moment you chose love over bitterness, mercy over revenge, faith over cynicism. That canopy will shade you in the coming heat. It will remind you that compassion builds stronger shelter than control ever could. Forgive yourself for the days you forgot the song. You were learning silence then, and silence, too, is a teacher. Forgive the ones who misread your heart. Their vision was clouded by storms they hadn't healed from. Bless them quietly and move forward. You are not returning to prove anything. You are advancing to become everything grace dreamed for you. Take note of the stillness surrounding your spirit now. It is the soil where peace takes root. In that soil, plant intentions of gentleness. Speak blessings over your own path. Whisper truth into the wind. I am not behind. I am becoming. See the horizon? It shimmers with invitations disguised as uncertainties. Do not fear them. The unknown is not a void. It is a canvas waiting for your courage. Each choice made in love paints a stroke of destiny across it. Move slowly if you must, but move. Even a single step in faith alters the landscape. You will soon notice signs of convergence, souls whose journeys resonate with yours, opportunities shaped precisely to your purpose, doors that fit the key of your new strength. Receive them without suspicion. Heaven orchestrates connections when the heart is ready to steward them. Remember, beloved, gentleness is not weakness. It is strength wrapped in wisdom. Let tenderness guide you where force once failed. Speak softly to the world. Softness can pierce armor that argument cannot. Carry light, not as weapon but as witness. Your laughter will return, not the guarded laughter of survival, but the free laughter of trust restored. It will echo through the chambers of your spirit, scattering the remnants of sorrow. Even creation will lean closer to listen, for joy pure and unscripted is rare in this age. Guard it, let it be your compass. Night will still come, but it will not command you. You will stand in darkness as one who remembers sunrise. Shadows will recognize you as their former keeper and bow in acknowledgement before fading. The power they held dissolved the moment you embraced light without demanding certainty. I can see crowns being forged even now, crowns of patience, forged from waiting, crowns of compassion, tempered by grief, crowns of clarity, born of wandering. They are not trophies, they are truths, symbols of the inner victories that shaped you. Wear them humbly, for humility magnifies radiance. When memories rise, let them pass like birds across your sky. Do not cage them with regret. They came to remind you how far you've flown. Offer them gratitude, then release them to the horizon. The past is a teacher, not a tether. If tears come as you read, let them. They are the body's way of making room for more light. Each drop is a baptism of becoming. Let them fall until they turn to joy. The angels near you lift their voices now, not in warning but in wonder. They marvel at how beauty grew from ashes, how faith bloomed where logic saw only ruin. They see what you are becoming, an answer wrapped in flesh, a testament of mercy in motion. Beloved soul, breathe again, slowly, deeply, without fear. The world around you may still carry echoes of old storms, but within you, a different weather is forming. Listen closely to the stillness humming inside your ribs. That is the sound of renewal, the quiet labor of heaven rebuilding what grief dismantled. Every inhale is a testimony that the story is not over. Every exhale releases fragments of yesterday that no longer serve your unfolding. You have been walking through shadows so long that light can feel unfamiliar, almost blinding. Yet it does not come to expose you, it comes to reveal you. The glow returning to your spirit is not borrowed, it is your own, refined through seasons of breaking. What once was fracture is now facet. Every crack has turned to brilliance. You are becoming a prism through which divine mercy shines. Do you remember how often you reached for strength and found none? How you spoke prayers into silence and mistook that silence for neglect? I tell you now, silence was not absence, it was gestation. In those quiet chambers, your faith was being formed. Not the loud, certain faith of triumph, but the trembling faith of trust without evidence. That kind of faith is precious. It cannot be stolen, only grown. There were paths that ended too soon, doors that closed too harshly. At the time you thought they were punishments, but they were protections. The hands that seemed to push you away were redirecting you from snares you could not see. Now, as you stand on the threshold of understanding, gratitude begins to replace regret. The map of your past, once scribbled with confusion, now reveals a design, delicate, deliberate, divine. Look around, beloved. The terrain of your life has changed. The soil that once yielded only thorns now softens under grace. Seeds hidden by sorrow are surfacing, tiny shoots of possibility breaking through hardened ground. Tend them with patience. Growth never rushes, yet it never ceases. Even when you see nothing, roots are reaching. Let kindness be the water you pour upon yourself. Speak gently to the parts of you that still flinch from hope. They are not rebels. They are remnants of old fears learning a new language. Teach them through tenderness, not scorn. Tell them, we are safe now. We can rest. There is a melody rising, faint but persistent. It drifts from the horizon of your becoming. It carries notes of forgiveness, chords of wonder. When you listen closely, you will realize it is your own voice, healed, whole, harmonious, singing back to heaven in gratitude. What once was groaning is becoming a hymn. You are learning the rhythm of surrender, the holy art of unclenching. Not every battle requires your sword. Some victories bloom from open palms. Release what resists grace. Let the river carry it where you cannot. The current knows its course better than your striving ever could. Soon, you will meet moments that mirror your transformation. Conversations that sparkle with understanding, faces that feel like home, opportunities that arrive without striving. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. The universe rearranges itself around awakened souls. And when you encounter those still bound by bitterness, offer them mercy, not judgment. You know the terrain of pain, you have walked it barefoot. Let compassion be the language you speak. Light persuades better than lecture. You may feel a gentle trembling in your chest as you read. That is the echo of wings unfolding. You were never meant to crawl forever. The sky remembers your name. Rise slowly if you must, but rise. The winds of purpose are shifting in your favor. They will catch you when you leap, for courage is the true gravity of heaven. There will still be nights when tears return, uninvited. Let them come. They are not regressions, they are reminders, proof that your heart remains soft, alive, capable of holy ache. Each tear that falls in faith becomes a pearl in the treasury of eternity. Nothing is wasted, not the waiting, not the wandering, not the weeping. Feel the warmth gathering at the center of your being. It is love, quiet, steady, ancient, flowing from the source that made you. It does not demand performance, it delights in presence. You are enough, even in unfinished form. Especially in unfinished form, for creation is an ongoing act, and you are both artist and art. Do not measure progress by the pace of others. Comparison is a thief that dresses like counsel. Your path curves differently, time to revelations meant only for you. Trust the peculiarities. They are signatures of divine craftsmanship. In coming days, expect sudden clarity, moments where confusion dissolves like fog under sunrise. Do not rush to capture them. Live them. Understanding is less a possession than a posture. Stand open, and insight will find you. As you move forward, carry remembrance like a lantern, not the heavy remembrance of pain, but the luminous kind that turns scars into constellations. Each mark a star, each star a story, each story a proof that darkness was never final. The angels still keep vigil around you. They do not slumber, for your journey is sacred. Every step you take in faith reverberates through realms unseen, stirring joy in those who champion your cause. You walk accompanied, though often unaware. Let peace be your companion now. Not the fragile peace built on control, but the resilient peace born of trust. It will steady your breathing when storms threaten again. It will whisper, "All shall be well," until the words become heartbeat. And when doubt visits, welcome it with curiosity, not fear. Doubt is a doorway, not a dungeon. Walk through it, carrying questions like candles, and you will find them answered in ways silence can articulate better than speech. You stand at the confluence of endings and beginnings, where yesterday bows to tomorrow, and today stretches wide as mercy. Lift your face, feel the wind of renewal brush your cheeks. The horizon is not retreating, it is inviting. Step toward it with eyes unclouded, heart unarmored. You are the continuation of promises spoken long before your birth. You are the evidence of prayers whispered by ancestors who never saw your face but knew your spirit. Their hope lives in your courage. Honor them by living fully, by loving deeply, by shining without apology. Beloved, remain still a little longer. There is a depth beneath this silence that few have entered, a current older than the stars that now begins to move around you. You can feel it if you listen with your whole being, the low hum of life returning to the places you once thought hollow. Let that sound draw you inward. Let it guide you through the corridors of memory, where every door you once shut in sorrow waits to be opened by gentleness. Do you see the light gathering in those rooms? It is not foreign. It is the remnant of every kindness you gave even when your hands trembled, every act of forgiveness whispered through clenched teeth, every moment you loved without knowing if it would be returned. These scattered sparks have come home. They have found each other. They have built a fire strong enough to warm the future. Step closer to it. Stretch out your palms. Feel how the flame recognizes you. You have carried so much, expectations that were never yours, burdens mistaken for duties, grief inherited from stories that ended before you began. Lay them down now. The earth will take them. She knows how to turn weight into soil. In their place, gather what is light, the fragrance of mornings you have yet to wake to, the promise of laughter unshackled from remembering, the hush of evenings that will close like blessings over your shoulders. Look at your reflection in this new light. Do you notice how the edges of shame dissolve, how the outline of fear grows thin? The figure that remains is not a stranger. It is the truest shape of you, neither wounded nor polished, simply whole. Speak to this image tenderly. Call it by the name hidden under all the others, beloved, chosen enough. You will begin to notice subtle signs, colors seeming brighter after rain, ordinary words carrying unexpected comfort, the way time slows when gratitude brushes against the moment. These are confirmations that you are aligned with the quiet rhythm of grace. Follow them as one would follow the scent of blooming jasmine at night, gently, curiously, without forcing direction. There will be days when uncertainty returns, cloaked in the familiarity of old thoughts. When it comes, greet it like an old traveler with stories to tell, but do not offer it lodging. Let it share its tale and then send it onward, for you have learned the language of peace and need no translator of fear. The path ahead may twist through valleys of waiting, but waiting is no longer exile, it is incubation. In the pause, roots deepen, wings strengthen, vision clears. Trust the intervals, they are as sacred as arrival. Every breath drawn in patience is a seed of miracles yet unseen. Remember, gentleness is a revolution. Each time you choose compassion over cynicism, you realign creation toward healing. The smallest act of kindness, a word, a glance, a silence that makes room for another's tears, echoes farther than any shout. You may never witness the harvest, but the universe bends quietly around such sowing. Lift your gaze. The sky above you is not the ceiling it once seemed. Constellations shift to form new guidance, and in their patterns you will read answers once hidden in riddles. Do not fear the vastness. You were fashioned to navigate wonder. The compass of your spirit points true when aligned with love. Walk now with measured steps. Feel the ground, alive beneath your feet, rising to meet you. Every footprint you leave is a promise kept to those who will follow. Evidence that redemption is not theory, but terrain. The wind carries your story forward. The horizon listens. In the days to come, speak softly to dawn. Tell it your hopes before the world stirs. Speak gently to dusk. Thank it for holding what you could not finish. These simple conversations weave eternity into hours, reminding time that it serves you, not the other way around. When memories of those who hurt you surface, let mercy meet them first. Forgiveness does not excuse, it releases. It unties the knot binding your strength to their shadow. As the thread slips free, you will feel the lightness of reclaiming energy once spent on resentment. Notice how the heart, once armored, now beats without echo. That is freedom. It does not roar, it simply breathes. It trusts that its rhythm is prayer enough. Soon, you will see how even silence blooms. In the quiet corners of your life, creativity will stir. Ideas like seedlings pushing through cracks, visions painted in the dark waiting for the touch of dawn. Tend them with curiosity, not control. They know their own shape. You are entering a season where receiving will feel as holy as giving. Do not shrink from gifts that arrive unasked. They are responses to generosity sown in secret. Accept them with gratitude that does not apologize. As you journey, carry 3 truths close. You are guided more than you perceive, you are loved beyond measure, and you are capable of radiance that heals others simply by existing. Let these truths steady you when storms attempt return. They will fail against remembrance. And if ever you forget the way, place a hand over your heart. Beneath the quiet thrum you will hear a whisper, I am still here, still becoming, still beloved. Follow that sound, it will lead you home every time. Now the horizon glows, a gentle, endless promise. Step into it. Let dawn crown you with its first light. The markets of sorrow are deserted, the chains of yesterday reduced to dust. Before you stretches only the vastness of possibility, shimmering like sea glass in morning sun. Walk on, beloved, barefoot and unafraid, for every grain of sand beneath you sings the same truth. You are free. Beloved, do not hurry away from this moment. Stay where the light is gentle and the air hums with something holy. Feel how every breath enters calmer, how the silence between heartbeats grows wide enough to hold gratitude. You have traveled through a long night, carrying fragments of faith like embers in your palms. Look, those embers are catching. The glow is steady now. You are no longer walking by borrowed flame. You are becoming the fire itself. Every tear you released along the way has become rain for this dawn. The soil of your spirit, once cracked by sorrow, drinks deeply. New life stirs beneath the surface. Dreams you buried because hope felt dangerous, promises you set aside because they seemed too large for your hands. They are waking now, stretching toward the horizon of possibility. Do not rush them. Growth that lasts begins in quiet roots. The angels still circle, their wings whispering hymns you cannot yet translate. Listen anyway. The melody carries healing. It moves through the chambers of your memory, touching moments you thought were beyond redemption. One by one, those memories soften. They release their hold. Forgiveness rises like mist, thin at first, then shimmering, until even the hardest recollection glows with understanding. What once was wound is becoming wisdom. You have learned much in the waiting. How patience shapes strength without hardening it. How humility teaches vision. How gentleness disarms the cruelties that pride could never conquer. These are treasures no thief can steal. Wear them quietly. Let them speak for you when words would falter. The world is starved for souls who shine without shouting. Now, beloved, lift your gaze. See how the edges of the sky are gilded with promise. Dawn does not demand attention. It simply arrives, faithful, inevitable. So too will the blessings prepared for you. They come not because you have earned them, but because love never forgets its own. Stand ready, not anxious. Reception is an act of trust. Still, before these gifts unfold, pause and give thanks for the journey itself. The detours that kept you from lesser destinations, the delays that disguised deliverance, the disappointments that deepened compassion. Gratitude transforms memory. It rewrites the script of suffering into a song of survival. Sing softly now, even if the melody trembles. Heaven hears sincerity more clearly than perfection. You may wonder how to carry this awakening into the days ahead. The answer is simpler than you imagine. Live as one who remembers light, even in shadow. Let kindness be your reflex, honesty your adornment, humility your crown. When storms return, and they will, anchor yourself in these virtues. They are stones that do not shift. There will be faces drawn to your radiance, souls searching for a spark to ignite their own hope. You need not preach, presence is enough. A life restored becomes a lighthouse. Simply by standing whole, you will guide others home. Beloved, I must tell you something tender. When you opened your heart to these words, a chorus rose in realms unseen. It was not a cheer of victory, but a sigh of relief, heaven's exhale, knowing you had chosen listening over leaving, faith over flight. That choice matters more than you know. Each act of attention widens the channel through which grace can flow. Stay open. The river is deep. If you feel a stirring now, like warmth spreading through your chest, like peace settling on weary shoulders, that is confirmation. It is the resonance of truth recognized. Whisper your response aloud, a single word that seals alignment. Amen. Let it be soft or strong. Let it tremble if it must. In that utterance, you are not performing, you are participating. Amen means so be it, and so it shall be. And as this flow continues, let gratitude shape action. If these words have touched the hidden places, if you feel seen, if something wounded inside has begun to breathe again, then mark this moment. Like this message as a sign of remembrance, not routine, a small stone on the path to remind you where revelation met you. Subscribe so that future whispers of light can find their way to you amid the noise. Let it be a declaration. I choose to stay connected to hope. And in the spirit of agreement, comment Amen below, not for spectacle, but as testimony. Each written Amen becomes a candle on the altar of faith, a visible echo of an invisible transformation. Now breathe. The atmosphere around you shimmers brighter. The words you have just spoken and written travel farther than the screen. They rise like incense, carrying intention into eternity. You are part of a chorus now, souls united by shared awakening, each one adding harmony to heaven's hymn of restoration. Let peace settle deeper. Let joy stretch wider. Let love root itself firmly. The journey continues, but you walk differently now, shoulders unburdened, eyes lifted, heart aligned. The road ahead will greet you with symbols of affirmation. Doors once stuck swinging open, coincidences too precise to dismiss, strangers speaking kindness at just the right time. Receive them as confirmations, not surprises. Grace moves that way, subtle, specific, sure. Remember, beloved, endurance is not merely surviving, it is shining through the cracks. You have done more than endure, you have transformed. The weight you carried has become the wisdom you share. The pain that once silenced you has tuned your voice to compassion's frequency. Speak from that place whenever the world grows harsh. Your gentleness will be its own revolution. In moments when doubt tries to return, place your hand over your heart and recall this hour. Feel the rhythm. It beats in time with promise. Remind yourself, I am not what I lost. I am what I learned. I am not the ashes. I am the flame that rose from them. Repeat it until the truth steadies you. As twilight descends on future days, you will notice how darkness no longer intimidates. It bows to your inner brightness. The night recognizes one of its own who has turned into dawn. Wherever you walk, traces of luminescence will follow, not for vanity, but for guidance. Others stumbling through their own midnights will glimpse that glow and remember to hope again. So go now, beloved, not in haste but in harmony. The ground beneath you hums with blessing. The air ahead tastes of beginnings. Carry this peace as compass, this faith as fire, this love as language. And whenever you need reminding, return here. Read again, breathe again, believe again. For each time you do, the light will answer, whispering the same assurance it speaks now. You are seen. You are safe. You are loved. Amen.